Hi everyone, Jason here again from Robot Lawnmowers Australia. Just doing a quick little review on our Exgain E1600, which is our largest capacity mower that we have at the moment. I'll run you quickly through what we've got laid out in front of us. Everything here comes in the box. The charging station, which is weatherproof IP54. The cable and transformer for that, it's about 8 metres long. It's IP65 as well, so it's fully weatherproof. We've got 4 ground pins to hold the ground station, the charging station down properly. Some above ground connectors. The charging pins which just screw into the front of the charger here, which make contact with the mower. We've got one set of spare blades, 100 metres of perimeter wire, 100 pegs to peg the wire down, a user manual and the mower itself. So a bit of a summary on the specifications of this model. The unit weighs about 18 kilos, the noise it makes is less than 60 dB, so it's very quiet. The perimeter cable can be a maximum of 600 metres, which is more than enough for any yard. 100 metres comes with the unit, and 100 metres generally is enough for most typical size yards. And the maximum slope the unit can handle is 30 degrees within the perimeter wire, and on the perimeter wire I recommend that you keep that down to about 15 degrees as most of the units and most units of all brands do tend to struggle to turn around at the bottom of a hill if it's on a perimeter wire. The cutting specifications of it, the unit travels at about 35 metres per minute, which is really quite quick. 3.5 or 3,000 RPM the blades spin at, which are razor blades on these ones. So these are actually small razors, which use centrifugal force to stand out and cut the grass. Does a very good job. The actual protection under here is quite good, so you've got a good protective gap barrier between any objects and the blades. Should it run over something that it's not supposed to. The cutting width of it is 28 centimetres. It's quite wide for an automatic mower. And the height adjustment is 2.5 centimetres to 5.5 centimetres. And as you can see that I'm not quite sure, I might put it up on the screen there. It's just a manual handle that turns to adjust the blades up and down, which works quite well. The battery on the unit is a 6.6 amp hour lithium ion battery. It gets about 2.5 hours of operation and about 2.5 hour charge time as well. The capacity of the mower is about 800 square metres for a single charge, which will maintain about 2,600 square metres. The theory behind these automatic lawnmowers and robot lawnmowers is that they are set to go out multiple times to cut the lawn each week. So if you've got a unit like this going for 2 hours every day, it will then mow that 2,600 limit by the end of the week. The theory of them again is that they mow multiple times when the grass grows a little bit, so they only cut off a couple of millimetres at a time. Even though they're capable of cutting much longer grass, they maintain it at the same length all the time, which promotes good growth in your grass. The clippings mulch back into the grass. So in general terms, the mowers are very good for your lawn and promote good growth. Installation of the units, as I've mentioned earlier, perimeter wire, so they do require a perimeter wire to be set around the perimeter of what you want to mow. You can set that perimeter wire around obstructions like other gardens, fountains, wherever you don't want it to mow, pools, anywhere you just set the perimeter wire around where you want it to actually to maintain its perimeter. That wire can be installed either above ground, or you can cut a small trench to bury the wire. It can be buried up to 5 centimetres down, and the mower will still sense it, no worries. I prefer to just run something like a garden edger, generally a petrol powered one, and just cut a very, very fine trench, a couple of centimetres deep, and lay it inside that trench. It works quite well. The features of this unit, the unit's quite smart. It's got bump sensors, so if it runs into anything, it actually senses whenever this cover actually moves. So if it hits in any direction, it will sense that and reverse up and go in different directions. It's got a pressure sensor, so if anything actually lands on it, or if someone decides they want to try and ride it, it will shut down and stop. It's got a lift sensor, so if the unit is lifted above 40 odd degrees, it will shut down. Emergency stop switch on the top there, very large emergency stop if it's required, and rain sensing. It will sense the rain. There's two sensors just down under the cover here that will sense any rain. So if it's out mowing while it's raining, it will return home and wait for that rain to dry up before it goes back out and tries to mow the lawn again. LCD display, fully functional LCD display, programmable, so you can set the unit to mow at any time. Only once a day you can only set it, but yeah, so you can set it to mow any time on any day of the week to go out and for any period of time to go out and mow. The unit has a zoning feature as well. It handles up to 6 zones. If you set those zones up independently, the unit can go out and mow different zones on different days, or however you wish it to be programmed to do so. Wi-Fi enabled, so you communicate with the unit through Wi-Fi, through your mobile phone or Android tablet or Apple. The functionality of that is pretty fantastic. It works very easily. The unit sends out its own Wi-Fi signal that you can log into and communicate with the unit that way. You can start, stop it manually, and as well as program all the features. Password protected, so the display can be password protected so that it can't be run unless you know that password. And the unit also has a range option setting which just allows you to set how far the mower crosses the perimeter wire before it returns back, which just allows you to fine tune it and cut closer to the edges as possible. Operation of the unit, it won't operate if it's not plugged into a charge station, so there's no charge station on the perimeter wire, it will not operate. If the perimeter wire is cut, it will not operate. If the power turns off, it will not operate. So safety wise, these units are quite safe. Functionality wise, they've got just about all functions that you could ever require on them. Very smart mowers, very capable mowers, up to 2,600 square metres is quite a large area. The units can be made available with a 13.2 amp hour battery, which then increases the coverage of this mower up to about 3,600 square metres. I think that's about it. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to keep looking at any other videos, please visit us at www.robotlawnmowers.com.au. If you've got any questions or queries, please send them through the website or drop us a line. Thanks for watching.